Thor: The Dark World. Okay, it was my second least favorite of the Phase Two movie, but it was still overall a good movie. It wasn't as good as the first four, but Thor, but overall, it was an impressive movie. We got a more bigger scope of the realms of the gods and Asgard, particularly. We had less time on Earth until like the last bit of the movie, like about 20 minutes or so. And we occasionally were on there for a couple of moments, but ultimately we were really on Earth for the last 20 minutes of the movie. We had a bigger scope of Asgard and the god realms. Like we got to see these dark elves and how they seek to destroy the universe using a weapon. I can't pronounce it right, so don't expect me to get it right if I say it. And also how it kind of does the inverse of Thor, where Thor was in a fish out of water. Now it's like, and Jane Foster's out of water since she's in Asgard later on in the movie. And Odin is becoming unreasonable when his wife is killed by an invasion force, and Loki, he's actually given some character development moments. Like he's not all bad. Like he does care about his mother since she raised him, and how she was pretty much the only one still caring about him even after all he had done in the Avengers movie and what he did in Thor. But it was showing that yeah, he may be a complete jerk and is undoubtedly evil, but also does have some kind of heart there. Even though Loki kind of was responsible for it in an indirect way, if you really look at the movie again. But yeah, it was an overall good movie. Uh, and Thor and Loki team up, and I was really hoping for that. Like I was wondering, oh, what's gonna happen? Like they initially looked like they were betraying, like Loki turned on them, but really it was a ruse, and Loki nearly gets killed. And Jane Foster was great in this movie, and how her role was more expanded upon. But yeah, like let's see. I'm trying to remember something. I haven't watched this movie a bit, but like I do remember lots of it. Like Malkarith, was it Malekith, or whatever? I'm sorry, I can't get that name right. He was an interesting villain, but the one big complaint I had to ask, let's see, there's a crazed psychopathic dark elf running amok trying to destroy the universe. Where are the Avengers? Like, shouldn't we have all the Avengers when the dark elves are on Earth and they're attacking? Like, shouldn't we have seen like the Avengers team up again? Like that, and in fact, that's kind of a lot of things about Phase Two. I kind of had a little except for an Ant Man. I had a little bit and Guardians of the Galaxy, but like they're like I'll get to Captain America: Winter Soldier next, but like I was like wondering all these crazy events. Sure, the Avengers show up. Like you honestly would expect that. There's a crazed Mandarin terrorist and a crazed scientist trying to take over the world pretty much and kill the president. Shouldn't the Avengers show up? Like I know Thor is like busy trying to deal with Loki, but shouldn't the rest of them show up and all that? And then there's Winter Soldier, which I said I'll get to next in a video. And now in Thor: The Dark World, we're getting this whole evil dark elves trying to destroy the entire universe, and now they're on Earth. Soon the Avengers show up, but they never do, and it's always up to Thor to save the day. That was always my like. Shouldn't they explain why the Avengers didn't team up in Thor: The Dark World or in Iron Man 3? Like it would have really helped explain things. I think that's one major weakness in Phase Two in some movies, that they were kind of confusing at times, but it was a good movie. But and how and there was a scene in the movie that I thought that should have been cut out to give the surprise that Loki lived and took over now. Um, like they show this scene after Loki is supposedly dead, and the rest and Thor and Jane left, where they show this guard and this green glow, and like you already know who that is. It's Loki. Like, shouldn't they have cut that scene out since they showed it earlier when he transformed to Captain America, which was the funniest scene in the movie to me, honestly. But shouldn't they have cut that scene out and gave the impress and then like did it in a flashback when he returns in Ragnarok? Like, I really thought that should have done that. Um, but other than that, that was my only gripe I had with the movie. Like, shouldn't they have saved that for a flashback scene when Loki takes over again? So, and there's the mid-credit scene where we see the Collector and entrusts the weapon that the Dark Elves use in his care. Since the Tesseract is already in Asgard, having two Infinity Stones so close would be too dangerous. And as they left, the Collector says this: one down, five to go. And I'm wondering, he's up to something. Like, we have two Infinity Stones that belong to the humans and Asgard. Now the guard, and later on in Guardians of the Galaxy, we would see the third one. Now we have two more to see. Can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Well, that's it. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate. Stay tuned for more.